with Black Friday and Cyber Monday being right around the corner, I'm going to show you guys the exact playbook that we're going to use with our clients in order to have a very successful Black Friday, Cyber Monday in 2024. So let's get right into it. The first thing you want to focus on is your offer, right? Before you go into anything. So the website, ads, emails, right? Which is kind of me giving it away a little bit. But before you even get onto those, right? You need your offer because this is what's going to be a part of your marketing messaging throughout your ads, emails, etc. So yeah, we need to figure this out first. Now, a lot of brands, one brand I can name off the top of my head is High Smile. They usually just increase their prices, right? And then they give like a crazy discount off. So that will be 40, 50%, maybe even more. I think, if I can remember correctly, I think I saw 60, was it 80% off, right? But it was around, 10, 20% off, but they just increase the normal price. Now, you can do that, right? There's a lot of brands that do that. That way it's just, it's a high traffic period and a lot of people just looking to spend as well. A lot of people save for Black Friday. And if they just see 40, 50% off, they're going to go ahead with it, right? Instead of just if they saw 10, 20, right? So what a lot of brands do is they increase their prices by 20, 30% and they offer 40 to 50% off. So making it more like 10, 20% off, right? I'm also going to show you how when it comes to your email customers, you can give them, extra discounts, right? On top of that, just to make them feel more special, make them more inclined to buy. So there's also other offers you can of course use. So that's like subscriptions, bundles, cart goals, etc. So you can actually have, people usually have free shipping on their cart goals, right? The bar at the top. You can make it so, there's a free item maybe if you want to go to the extreme, or they get 20% off or extra percent off, whatever, if they reach a certain amount, increasing your average order value. But that's just me sidetracking here. But the main thing is you want to come up with your offer, right? What percent or what subscription or what bundle are you giving away to people, right? Again, this is going to be a big part of your messaging in all of your marketing, so make a good one. Now, the second thing is CRO, right? Which is conversion rate optimization. As I said, this is going to be a high traffic period, so it's going to be extremely important for you to make the most out of that traffic, right? If your conversion rate's low, even if you get a ton of traffic, you're going to be leaving money on the table, right? Because if your conversion rate is sub 2%, right, just to make the maths easy, that means every 100 visitors, you're going to get 2 people buying, right? Which is all right. But if you were to increase it to 3, 4, 5%, now all of a sudden, every 100 people, you've got 5 people buying, right? Of course, increase your average order value as well, which is another part of CRO. And then each person is spending more as well. So you get more people buying and those people spending more, right? Your conversion rate will be higher during this period anyway. So if it's 2% usually, it might be 2.5, it might even be 3. But if you can bring that baseline up to 3 or 4, then it's going to be even higher. So it might be 4.5, 5 during Black Friday, right? So bring your baseline up. How we usually bring the baseline up is by A/B testing changes. So we do research competitors on our client's website. We come up with a hypothesis and we test based off that hypothesis. And then based off the test, we'll see which version works better, right? I mean, of course, do this over time. However, there are some things that you can apply like today, right, that will improve your conversion rate. And that's stuff like removing unnecessary fluff on your website. Now, a lot of times people have this share button. If you have a Shopify store, there's a share button right below the add to cart button. Stuff like that, get rid of, right? Sometimes there's also tax included in shipping or something like that. And there's also your brand name right above the product title. All of those stuff should be removed, right? It's just unnecessary, it's not needed. Even stuff like express checkout, right? Where you have pay with Shop Pay or pay with Apple Pay. Now, a lot of people could go with that and it could make the journey easier, but in our experience, it hasn't. But you can, I guess, make that argument, right? But the issue is they're not going to go through your entire funnel. You're not going to be able to upsell them in a cart. They're not going to be able to see the cart goals because they don't go to a cart. They just buy straight with Apple Pay or whatever, right? Second thing is just reducing cognitive load in general. Guess it's kind of similar to the unnecessary stuff on your website. And what that means is, again, removing the fluff will reduce cognitive load, right? Even stuff, we've tested stuff like pricing, right? If it has a decimal point and then 2 zeros after, that, that overloads the cognitive load more for the customer and it creates friction, right? Mentally. So we usually get rid of decimal points. Sometimes the decimal point 99, right? Or 0.99 pricing isn't better than just putting the price by itself. So instead of putting 35.99, sometimes it's just better to put 35, right? Or 36. Third point is reducing friction. So this is anything that could get in their way, right? If you have links, right, across your funnel, right? If you have links that take people elsewhere, like a blog, whilst they're on your product page, that like you're just taking them away from the goal, right? You want them to buy. Don't take them to a blog. The blog is further up the funnel, right? That's before they get to a product page, etc. But you don't want to take them there. So if there's anything that's linking people to somewhere else, get rid of that. Other points of friction might be the user experience. If your website isn't user friendly, that's going to cause a lot of friction. If it doesn't load fast enough, that's going to cause a ton of friction and it's going to affect your conversion rate quite badly, right? So improving your website loading speed is actually quite a big one, right? Another one we have here is building trust. So with payment trust badges, reviews, stuff like that, right? Of course, this isn't everything, but if you can do things that improve these, or get rid of them, or get rid of unnecessary stuff, or they reduce cognitive load, they reduce friction, they build trust. If you can do stuff that tick these boxes, then your conversion rate is going to automatically improve, right? Now, after you've built out your website, it's converting at a high rate. Now, of course, you want to focus on your ads, right? If you're already testing my recommended 50 creators a month or more, right? If you're already doing that, this is a time period where you should drastically up that by quite a bit. Again, I mention this all the time, but it is a high traffic period, right? Where you're going to be able to test a lot of ads quickly, which means that you're going to come across more winners, right? And of course, having more winners is going to mean your Black Friday, Cyber Monday is going to be a lot more successful. So I'd recommend testing 100, 200, 500, maybe even more, 1,000 if you can, right? Now, this might sound like a crazy number for some brands that maybe listen to this video, but it can be very easy, as I've come across a lot of data that shows even just static images, which has your offer on it, do extremely well during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So keep that in mind. You don't have to just make video content, especially during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Static images with your offer, your Black Friday offer, seem to do extremely well as well. So keep that in mind. So with all that being said, I think if you had an excuse, that's too many creatives to make, etc. There's no excuse. You can just spam out static ads. For us, we usually have templates of just static ads where we can edit a few things and just create a ton of static ads for that client, right? So in my opinion, there's no excuse to spam out ads during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now the next thing is going to be your emails, right? This is arguably probably one of the most important things, as these people subscribe to your emails, right? There's going to be a high chance that they're going to buy, and the conversion rate from emails, especially during this period, is going to be considerably higher than anything else probably. So first, we're going to start off with the flows, right? We have the campaigns as well, but we're going to get onto that next. So you need to change them up. So I'll talk about flows. You need to change them up to fit the Black Friday, Cyber Monday theme. And if you're wondering what you can do, here's some examples, right? So for your welcome flow, you can update the content to showcase your Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer. You can maybe even add an extra 5% for your email subscribers only on top of your normal offer. So if you have 50%, right, for example, and people know that. So if they go onto your website, regardless of where they come from, they're going to see 50% off. Now, to your email subscribers, you can be like, I'm going to give you an extra 10% off because you're an email subscriber, right? So it's like a special thing just for email subscribers. And making people feel special in that way, you're going to make them much more inclined to be like, you know what? No one else has this, I do. Let me go ahead and make a purchase. They take care of me. I need this thing or I want this thing. Might as well buy from them. You also want to inject urgency into all your emails, right? You can do this with stuff like timers, just copy, etc. Same thing, and with your subject lines, you want to use fear of missing out, right? 100% to get people to click. Another thing I didn't mention here is that you want to find a way to make your subject lines different, right? People are going to be getting spammed, and I mean spammed during this time. So if you can make your email different in whatever way you can, well, I should say your subject lines, it's going to work out very well for you, right? You should be trying to increase your open rate. When people are getting spammed, right, look at what other companies are doing, look at what other brands are doing, and try to create a subject line that doesn't look like theirs, so people actually can click on yours, right? That's just a tip. But also, as I said, you want to make sure your copy screams acting out, right? So this is going to be your copywriter for your emails. They're going to have to make it in a way that gets people to act out. Each email should also make subscribers feel like they're missing out by not buying immediately. So for abandoned carts, you want to trigger the first email 10 minutes post abandonment. Now during this time, you're going to be able to be a bit more pushy, right? People aren't going to mind it as much. So instead of sending out maybe 4 or 8 hours later, you can do 10 minutes, 30 minutes, right? You want to take home the fact that this is a once in a lifetime deal, and it is ending soon, because it actually is, right? You also want to implement a countdown timer on your emails. You can also do this on your website just to have a bit of synergy, right? And also keep top of mind the fact that there's this much time left. Another one is your post-purchase, right? You want to implement personal touch. So we sometimes send out emails from the CEO, right? Which works quite well. You don't want to do this too often though, because it just loses its meaning after a while. And you want to send this basically right after purchase. This can be your confirmation email. And this is because it builds goodwill and it opens the door for repeat purchases. You remember, Black Friday, Cyber Mondays is a month, right? Well, technically less, but people start off from the 1st of November, right? You want to, get things done quickly because it's like a fast forward basically, right? It's like squeezing 3, maybe even 6 months into 1 month, right? So you can afford to send out emails, usually you might wait 7 days, 14 days for your post-purchase email. You can afford to actually just do that right away or within an hour or within 30 minutes because it's just a fast-paced period, right? Also, remember to set a reminder to revert these changes post Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You don't want Black Friday and Cyber Monday to end and people getting emails. When they sign up to an email pop-up, whatever, right, they get an email saying, we have this sale. When you don't, it's just going to cause, instead of goodwill, I don't know if it's a word, but it's going to cause bad will between you and your customers. So make sure to revert them straight after Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now, in terms of campaigns, you want to send them out throughout the entire month, right? Because depending on your brand, you might start on when it's November, you might start your sales when it's Black Friday. But regardless, right, you want to send out campaigns throughout the month. Most of your emails, especially before Black Friday, most of them should be nurturing, right? Emails, 80%, maybe even 90%, maybe 100% if you can afford to do so. But we'd usually send out a few sales ones, right? And then when it's Black Friday, I'll suggest stepping away from the nurturing ones and a Cyber Monday as well, and just start running your promotional emails, right? A few examples of nurturing emails is you can send out educational stuff, especially if you have like a result-based product, right? Or stuff like creams and stuff, right? You can educate people about the ingredients, maybe what it does, or maybe, if it's a natural product, where it comes from, stuff like that. You can have a story, it could be a founder story, right? You could be like, this is why we made the product. We're suffering with this problem and nothing worked. So I tried to solve it myself and I did. And I want to help other people facing that problem. And you can also do a hype email for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? And that's just a few examples. Examples for, more salesy stuff for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You can obviously do a sales started emails, sale remind emails, and right, I'd say 24 hours before Black Friday and Cyber Monday finishes, of course you want to have reminders that this sale is ending today, right? But overall, emails are going to be super important during this time, right? And I would say, based off our experience, you could easily make up nearly half of your entire revenue during this month, right? Just from emails. So heavily focus on these. Lastly, right, we have content. Now, hopefully, of course, you're probably already posting organic, right? But during Black Friday, you should up this, right? You should up how much you post, and you should also include Black Friday messaging in your content too. We don't necessarily focus on content to get our sales directly, right? But what we have noticed is that, whilst we have content posted or posted more frequently, etc., it helps other traffic sources perform better because, posting content isn't necessarily just to get sales, directly at least, but it's to stay top of mind, right? Your emails that nurture people is to stay top of mind. Your content that's being posted to your followers is to stay top of mind for your customers. So when Black Friday rolls around and your sales are running, you're top of mind and your ads and your emails are going to be performing better because they've already seen your organic content. So that's why we still consider posting content important, although based off our experience, it doesn't directly to sales, right? But indirectly, it 100% does. What you should post is you can post static images with offers, especially if it's your brand, right? Make sure the static image does fit your brand across, let's say, your Instagram or your TikTok. Funny content about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It could even be something like, I just bought this a week ago. It's amazing, but I just found out it's 50% off today, right? It's content like that. You can have a public interview where, at the end, you might pitch it. You could be like, look, they could be like, wow, that's an amazing product. And you could be like, yeah, you can actually get 50% off now because it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? And also you can make custom testimonial videos similar to the funny one, but it's just where they mention that, they were facing this problem, they bought this product and it's amazing, and you can actually get it for a crazy percent off, so 50% off or whatever, right? And yeah, there's of course a bunch of other content you can make, but this is just a few ideas. But that's it. It's obviously very simplified, right? All this is going to be a lot more complex to actually go ahead and implement, right? If you do all of these to a very good level, you can have a pretty successful Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? This is the gist of basically what we're going to be doing. Now, if you're also interested in scaling this Black Friday without having to scale your ad spend, make sure to check out the video on the right. But that's it for this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.